Many people have done lists for their favorite animated openings, but something you don't see nearly as much is a list for the best credit sequences. While not as important as a good opening, these can add some quality to the viewing experience and can even be the best part. Some of my earliest memories are watching the credits of a show looking forward to the next episode. There are a ton of awesome anime outros in Japanese, but what about the best ones in English? Here are my top 12 favorite outro themes. I have 2 rules. They have to be originally written for the show, and they can't be exactly the same as the theme song. Instrumental versions are fine though. Original English songs made for anime are also allowed. So let's dive right in with number 12, Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers. Admittedly, it's not visually interesting. It's just a shot of the Rescue Rangers symbol carved into a tree, but what makes me love this so much is the music. There are 2 versions of the credits. This one, which was on all the VHS tapes for the series. But I personally prefer the other one, which was only used for the episodes released on the Haunted Mansion Halloween videos. Ghost of a Chance, which I rented, and Good Times, Bad Times, which I did own for a while, but it was eaten by the VCR, so that's why I don't remember the credits. Rescue Rangers always had my favorite Disney theme song, so I love any piece of music based on it. As I went through the series on DVD, I found myself sitting through the credits whenever this theme played. Disney even used that version of the ending as the music for the DVD menus. It's not as awesome as the opening, but that saxophone is a nice way to end one of my all-time favorite Disney series. Number 11, The Adventures of Super Mario Bros. 3. This was my favorite Mario cartoon, and it still is. For a time, every Sunday morning, PAX would air Super Mario World, followed by this. At first, I wondered why they chose to air them out of chronological order until I actually watched them both and realized that they wanted to save the better of the two for last. The ending theme alone makes it the better note to end on. I have no idea why the music is this epic, but I definitely appreciate the effort that went into it. This is a very nostalgic theme for me because I always listen to it excited for next time. Even when I didn't like one or both stories in an episode, this theme was there to remind me that there was always hope for next week. Number 10, Captain Planet and the Planeteers.
Wind! Water!
Hot! Go Planet!
By your powers combined, I am Captain Planet!
This was not only the first show I didn't like, it was the first show I wanted to like. On the surface, it always seemed like the sort of superhero show I could get into with some pretty cool if over-the-top villains, but even when I was really little, the writing was just bad. Looking back, I think that I was like Data when he got his emotion chip in Star Trek Generations and discovered hate for the first time.
I hate this! It is revolting!
More?
Please.
I am sure what really kept me coming back to the show was the surprisingly good ending song.
Captain Planet, he's our hero. Gonna take pollution down to zero. He's our powers magnified, and he's fighting on the planet side.
Aside from being confused as to why the show wasn't as good as the ending song, I also remember wondering why they didn't use it for the theme song. The actual opening is not bad. In fact, it's the second best part of the show. While I prefer theme songs over narrated openings, it sets the show up very well. It has good animation and great music. In an alternate universe, I can see this as being the opening to a good series without any changes. But the ending theme is definitely better.
Gonna help him put asunder bad guys who like to loot and plunder.
I don't just like the song, I also think that the split screen effect is very unusual and really made it stand out in my memories. It loses a bit of steam when it turns into rap towards the end, but as cheesy as it gets even before then, I still really enjoy this outro. If they ever try to bring Captain Planet back, and OKKO Let's Be Heroes showed that yes, you can give the series better writing. The only thing they shouldn't change is this song, except to use it as the opening instead.
Looting and polluting is not the way. Hear what Captain Planet has to say.
The power is yours!
Number 9. Visionaries, Knights of the Magical Light. This is probably my single favorite 13-episode cartoon made during the 80s. It has everything going for it, including a great outro that I never wanted to skip. I love the music, which is in part at least an instrumental version of the opening, and it has a nice choice of scenes showing off some of the quality animation from the excellent pilot miniseries. I was always sad to reach the end of an episode because there were so few, but at least I always had this music to look forward to. Number 8. Transformers Generation 1. This was one of the first credit sequences I really enjoyed watching, but then again I was hyped for everything about the series after my first episode. I always loved the opening, so an instrumental version of it was very welcome. I only saw 5 episodes from the first season before spending the next few years watching Beast Wars. It wasn't until Rhino started releasing more episodes on VHS that I got to watch some from the second season for the first time, and in addition to an even better opening, the ending credits had more variety in the episodes used for the scenes, rather than just limiting itself to selections from the mediocre pilot miniseries. I was excited at not only seeing more of the original series, but also these cool looking new characters who I never knew existed until then. I still usually watch this outro whenever I go through the series, so I think that makes it worthy of this spot. Number 7. Adventures of the Galaxy Rangers. Anyone who is familiar with the Galaxy Rangers knows this show has an excellent soundtrack. How many other 80s animated series have villain songs? Stranger's Ride Forever is a closing song worthy of an anime. Some of the episodes got pretty dark for an 80s cartoon, so this was always a nice upbeat theme to end on. It manages to be both a rocking and a soothing song. I can't think of a more fitting ending theme for this show.